yeah, it's just, and they'll create all these artificial things, and people are going to walk down that, and they're going to wake up, and then they're going to come home. There is no true enslavement. That terminology is used to freak people out. Everything that we hear is to freak people out. And the thing is, it is real in the sense that it's an illusion. Everything is an illusion. This is real, but we're still dreaming. You know, we can see things and say, yeah, that's real. Like, I was gonna, but that would have been, that's real, gushing blood. But it's still, an illusion in the sense that pain is what makes it seem real, but it's our reaction, it's our understanding of pain as the teacher, of the darkness as a teacher, of those darker entities as a teacher, to wake up from the illusion, to have the true experience of reality. And so anyway, the recruitment was associated with Sirius and Orion. This is what they told me. They said something about the dog star, and just these planetary systems had to do with why. But I'm just, because I want to answer questions, and I got a lot more to share for the rest of the week that's really going to get in even deeper, just wanted to end on a happy note of the upright pentagram, which is what we're doing. We are taking, you know, the shadow of Venus, we're awakening it, we're alchemizing all our negative experiences, or our perceptions of them being negative, because they aren't. They have been incredible teachers for us, as Chief Golden Eagle put so wonderfully this morning. We're taking it, we're transmuting it, and so we're all here to support one another, no matter how difficult or hard it gets. We're deprogramming, we're getting our power and our energy back, breaking ancestral patterns, and we are not giving it away anymore, because it's their food and we don't have to serve it. So that's where we're at, and I want to just answer any questions, because I know this is a lot, and I want to give us at least 15 minutes for that. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. It's just incredible. So.
Wow. Question about the moon. You mentioned artificially placed. I've heard that. I also heard that, I don't know if it was Pleiadians or Andromedan Council, somebody took out the harp that was up there, you know, taking out what was controlling us emotionally. Can you talk a little bit about the moon and what you know about it?
Yeah, you know, I'm just very careful with any, there's a lot of information going around like, oh, they're clearing out the underground bases, or they've done this and they've done that. The thing is, it's like, great, maybe, I mean, it's important to have an open mind, but at the same time, you know, if they're masters of deception, they can tell us anything so that we become all, oh, everything's fine, we've made it. You know, we're not out of the woods yet. The whole point is we're learning to participate more. We're learning to be, you know, co-creative in this. We're out of the woods when we take responsibility and we activate it based on our devotion and our willingness to enter the truth of who we are. But it's a little premature, I think, for them to say that, because, but at the same time, I'm sensing that could very well be, because I've noticed, you know, more clarity, less activity than ever before. There were so many tsunami threats and California quakes supposedly happening that were really strongly predicted by some really incredible sources, not hardly any movement at all. And so I definitely, you know, am open to thinking, yes, totally, but I kind of live, you know, with the perception that, you know, I'm not going to assume that, because, you know, still doing the work. But as far as the moon goes, supposedly that was the moon of Maldek, that got moved into this orbit. Now, when Tiamat got split and the asteroid belt came about, everything really, you know, got incredibly disrupted. So the moon, you know, which we don't see a particular side of it, is very much a Luciferian type energy. So when we were dealing with the eclipse, the saving grace of that eclipse was the Pleiadian energy on the other side of it, and the Alcyon or Alcyone, or however anybody, yeah, was, you know, right on the other side of it, the central star of the Pleiades. And so, you know, it was really important that we kind of skipped the moon, the lunar energy, and got to that, because the Luciferian energy is very much representative of the moon in a sense, because it's just showing kind of that, I could go into it, but to connect with the moon in a lunar way, like, you know, the feminine intuition and men with the feminine energy within them as well. I would skip to the higher octave moon energies, which are Neptune and Uranus, and just bypass this particular moon altogether. It's completely, yeah, it's not it's swarming with all sorts of low energies, and of course, you know, the triple moon, and it's so connected to the goddess, and that's kind of part of the hostage and the exile of the divine feminine is what is happening with the moon, but we can bypass it. We have to keep our emotions in check. Our emotions are targeted, and it gets really heavy, and none of us are, I mean, it's not like I have it all figured out. I'm a freaking wreck most of the time, but like, you know, I have a land, I mean, at least I have a home base, which is spirit. You know, I know that it's not the end all. I know that I'm not going to be stuck in whatever emotional process I'm in. I know that there's another side to it, but it's very much the lunar energy, and we're still dealing with cycles, and as women, you know, we're strongly affected, but that's how we've been targeted. So the minute we're hit with that, that's when we hit that much stronger back. We say, oh yeah? And we just keep going, because there's no victims here, you know? They're making us stronger. They're defeating themselves, and there's a portion of them that actually came here to lose. And the dark teacher, there's a lot of light beings that are playing the dark role for that particular purpose, but on a need-to-know basis, some are just pure evil, and they're just having fun being pure evil.
Did you have a question out here?
Yes. Would you speak more about the pentagram, the upright pentagram, and especially what it means to you?
Yeah, well, to me, like earth, air, fire, water would be the 4, and then, you know, the 5th being spirit. And so, you know, just after living in the wilderness, you know, for a really long time, and just, you know, what I consider, like, when I left the physical for like 20 years or so, and I was still in the physical but barely holding on, a part of my process was connecting to these elements and recognizing, you know, spirit, like to resurrect. It's like when we're in any kind of death cycle, we're being plunged further and further into the illusion, into matter, into the physical, where physical dominates, and where we're more prone to disease, where our bodies are trying to tell us something and give us the wisdom. And so to me it represents, the inverted represents that fall into the illusion, and the upright represents the waking up and the sovereignty of understanding that we have the ability to heal ourselves just like that. That thoughts and energy and behaviors and patterns and all that type of stuff is what has undermined our power. And so these elements are just creating the balance and the flow with them, and understanding every aspect, and not limiting ourselves to one side of ourselves, recognizing that the goddess has many, many faces. Is what it means to me, and that it's Gaia. You know, people are always looking up to deities and worshiping things, but it's just like, let's just start with Mother Earth. I mean, she is what we breathe. She is providing the land that we walk on. The animals, our souls are made of it. I mean, the spirits of animals are in our soul, and I mean, this is why it's so profound to be here, because I'm surrounded by those that have that wisdom and understand that. So just connecting with Gaia in and of itself, and her relationship with Venus, you know, as Venus assists her, is what it means to me. The inverted would be the attack, and the upright would be the waking up and becoming responsible and healing her from the inside.
Thank you.
I'm wondering if you'd speak about crop circles.
Yeah, well, this is funny because, I mean, I absolutely know that they're from, you know, I mean, they're sending messages from, you know, a higher star system, but the recruiters that were trying to befriend me and have me do videos with them so that they could look and appear like they are actually helping me, to kind of cover, you know, the fact that I have exposed them, would put me in a few of their email threads by accident, because some of the email threads were like, oh, you know, let's do a video, and okay, I'm just going to mention one name, Hal Putoff. If anybody wants to start to research, you know, he was the handler of my ex. He's a well-known physicist. He lives in Austin. So, I'm sorry, I short-term memory.
Crop circles.
Crop circles. So it's not, does anybody else have that problem? Okay.
No,
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing. It means we're in the now.
What was the question?
Yeah. So anyway, the crop circles. So I was left in a thread by accident, as they were kind of, you know, trying to kind of befriend me a little bit. One of the email threads were talking about the fact that they had the plasma technology to create crop circles, and they were thinking of the next one that they were going to do. And I was like, did they even know that I'm still in this thread? I'm not supposed to know this. So I saved that email, and they were planning a big one outside. So, okay, the thing is, you know, there's a lot of technologies that are in the hands of the wrong people, and, you know, there's these higher technologies that are being used. So I would say that the majority of them are genuine, but there's some that, because of that email, have really raised, you know, that awareness that, okay, they have that technology too.
For more information on the next Star Knowledge Conference, call Alan at 818-661-7437 or go to starknowledgeconference.com.